Hi, good afternoon. I just want to spend some time making sure you're familiar with where to access things in the class, talk through the syllabus, and then just talk about some of the major assignments that were here. So in Canvas, where you are going to spend the majority of your time this semester is in the modules page. That is where you will find everything you need to complete the class successfully. You'll notice that for our class, everything is organized by weeks. Right now, all you can see is week one, but it has everything in there that you need to complete the assignments for that week, including links to the reading, links to any videos, and links to the assignments you will find in the week modules. Before we jump into that, I do want to start with the Welcome Here module. You will have to complete this before you can access any of the content of the class. By now, you've read the welcome page and watched the introduction video. If you have not done so, I would encourage you to go back and make sure you read that and that you watch the video. I talk about some of the challenges that we'll face this semester. And the second thing I want to tell you is that we do use open educational resources, which means the textbook is free to you. It is an online book. I will have that linked for you in the Welcome Here module, but you'll also notice that in the weeks I have links directly to the reading assignments that you need. So if you're comfortable reading online, the easiest thing to do is going to be to click on those links in the week modules. If you're someone who would prefer to read in an offline format, you are more than welcome to print the book, and it's completely copyright free, so you're able to do that. You will have to watch the safety video and indicate that you've watched it. There is an assignment that we're going to do several times this semester. It is how we're going to talk about most of the material in the class. It's annotation assignments, so make sure that you read the annotation instructions, and if you have any questions that you ask me. And then the last thing you'll notice in the Welcome Here module is the first assignment, which is a syllabus annotation assignment. I want you to go through and annotate that assignment. That'll let us make sure that you have an understanding of the content in the syllabus. Also, it will make sure that you're able to use the hypothesis tool correctly. So I do want to open the syllabus for you. So if you click on the syllabus tab and then click the yellow link here, it's going to take you to the syllabus in the class. Make sure you go back and read the syllabus. I'm going to highlight a few things for you, but overall, go back and read it so that you have a very clear understanding of what we're talking about. You'll notice I do have office hours that are listed here. Those will need to be virtual this semester due to social distancing measures because of the coronavirus. We can meet on the phone. We can have a video conference. We can message back and forth in messaging or use the chat function. If those times don't work for you, just message me to set up a time and I'd be more than happy to meet with you to discuss any questions or concerns you may have. You'll notice there is the link to the textbook, which is found here. I'm going to go to the assignments page. It clearly lays out for you what we're going to be discussing and what is due. One of the things I want to point out to you is that you'll notice the annotation of assignments say weekly assignments. That is because there are multiple deadlines for those assignments. So it's not just make sure it's done by the end of the week. You have to make initial annotations by midweek, which is Wednesday, and then you make your interactions and follow-ups by the following Sunday. Your assignments are due by 11:59 p.m. on the night that they're listed. You're going to want to make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to complete those, especially the speech videos. It could take some time to upload your video, and so you want to make sure you give yourself plenty of time to do that. And we'll talk more about those as we get in to the speech assignments themselves. The next thing I want to point out to you is how you're going to be graded this semester. So 50% of your grade in the course is based on the speeches, and then quizzes and exams make up 20% of your grade in the course, and then the last portion of your grade is made up from annotations and the group projects. So make sure you pay attention to those, and if you have any questions about that, let me know. You'll notice as we go throughout the class, you will see detailed rubrics that show you exactly how you're going to be graded on each assignment. Some things I want to point out to you is that one of the challenges facing an online class is communication. And so you want to make sure that you're communicating clearly with me. Make sure that you're giving yourself time to log into Canvas, that you're reading the announcements, watching the videos. Remember, you're responsible for all information that's communicated here. So you should make it a habit to check your class daily. The other thing I will tell you is that when we get to the speeches, it's going to be important that you follow the technical requirements. So you can't just deliver your speech like I am sitting here in front of you talking through this now. This isn't a speech. For your speeches, you'll need to stand at least 8 feet back from the camera and make sure that it can fully capture the majority of your body. It also lets me see how you're using gestures and movement in interactions, what sort of notes you're using, all of those kind of things. So make sure that you're following that we can hear you and see you correctly. You'll upload your video to YouTube, and then you will embed that into a discussion board post, but we'll go into much more detail in that a little bit later on. Make sure you go back and read the syllabus so that you have a very clear understanding of everything that's expected this semester. In the week modules, a couple of things I want to point out to you. I've already told you that everything that you need to complete the assignment will be in the modules, but you'll always want to start with making sure you look at the overview. The overview page is going to tell you what is due that week. It'll also have most of the times an overview video where I talk about any issues that are coming up that week or anything that you especially need to pay attention to. It will have links to the readings. Those are going to be listed as annotation assignments. It'll take you directly to the chapter itself, but remember, it's going to have the I'm logged into the test student, so it won't let me open that up for you. But it's going to have a link to the assignment that is there with the annotations that are required, because I want you to annotate as you're reading the chapter. You'll also notice video highlights where I cover some of the important material in the class for that chapter. It's by no means exhaustive. We're going to do most of our discussion of the material as we do the annotations. Some other tools I want to point out to you is that you'll access your grades here. Modules is where you'll spend the majority of your time. Discussions, while they'll be linked in the modules, it's easy to access from this tab as well. There is a question and answer discussion, so if you just have general questions for the class, this is a great place to ask them. The rest of the tools are tools that are available to you that just have additional resources there. So again, where you're going to spend the majority of your time and where you'll find everything you need is in the modules this semester. So watch everything in the Welcome Here module. Once you've completed that, go ahead and get started on week 1, and we'll touch base from there. Thanks, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know.